Hello everybody. I would like to make a video talking about the fans I've acquired after I lived over here in this house. Mainly the first few fans I decided to get after moving back from Illinois when I moved here with my mom and my grandparents. At the time when I moved back over here, it was definitely quite an interesting feeling because, yeah, I've always came over here to visit and spent a weekend over here in the summertime, but I never lived over here full time. So I thought that was really cool, because I really liked this house compared to my other grandparents' house, just because they have a lot of friends around here and stuff. And, we always went on walks and things, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And one of the first things that I did was when I came back from Illinois, I had 4 fans. I had a little 4-inch Ocean Air. I had another 4-inch fan. It was an Evergo, which was actually rebranded Lakewood HV4. That one died about last year, unfortunately, and that one was trashed. I had this equalizer, which is my window fan out in Illinois, and I had a 12-inch oscillating wind chaser desk fan, which my mom bought for me at Farm and Fleet. So, or Fleet and Farm, it's the same thing, but yeah. It's the same thing, but just spelled backwards, or said backwards, or whatever. Yeah. But those are the fans I had with me, and by the time I got over here, I actually purchased a Honeywell humidifier, which I use it as a humidifier in the wintertime, and in the summertime I pop the fan part of it in that window behind me, and that's what I used about the first year of living here. I came here about halfway through the summer, through the fall. And then next spring I got my window air conditioner, which was a 1980s Nordine Quiet Cool by Emerson. That unit was made by Fetters, but yeah. On the back side of it, it had a big metal plaque that said Emerson Quiet Cool, and it had a plastic grill that was supposed to simulate wood grain. I loved that unit. Unfortunately, we redid the windows. I brought that unit over to my dad's house, had it sitting outside. The neighbors stole it and scrapped it, which is kind of a shame. Which I honestly didn't care. The unit was losing its charge. It had a Rotor X compressor that also sounded like it was going to die in it. The fan motor had shot bearings, which was kind of uncommon for Fetters. So that was kind of cool, I guess. There was, I think after that, the next fan I purchased was the SMC stand fan, which was actually branded by Lakewood. I received that one as a birthday present next year, and I liked that fan a lot. I used it, my grandpa actually used it all summer out in the living room for the first 2 years until receiving the wind mirror. After that, I bought one of those blue Mainstays box fans. This is around 2016 going into 2017, so these fans were just introduced. I don't know where we got ours from. I think it was Amazon, but mine was branded Rain Guard by Lakewood with the modern Lakewood logo. I actually really liked that fan. It had its issues, though. I actually thought it was a piece of junk, so I actually gave it to the band because I'm really good friends with the band director, and he gave me the blue 80s Lasco box fan under here. So eventually, after I got that one, I think shortly after I got that one, I got my 373 Lasco with the dead motor, which it worked for a bit after getting it, and then it died, and it just kind of sat in my closet. I've actually not gotten rid of it. I still have it in my closet, and it's still dead. So that's pretty cool. I got a Massey clip fan for a bit. It was a dark pink color Massey clip fan. I had it clipped to my bed, and it would blow on me at night. It worked really well. I actually gave that fan to my cousin, because she likes pink, and I believe she still has it to this day. I'm not sure. That was a good little fan. Eventually the garage sales happened, and I got the Duracraft window fan. When we did the garage sales, there was 2 fans I so regret not picking up. One of them was a Air King oscillating fan. It was a Air King's equivalent in the Lasco 2150. Which is a vintage fan, and another one I actually really wanted that I didn't pick up was a wind mirror NR12, which was in horrible condition. I seriously almost picked that fan up, and I didn't for some reason. I am still feeling regret. There was also a Duracraft at the Restore I almost did pick up too, but I still didn't pick that one up. So, yeah. We got that one. So, The Duracraft window fan, actually, I had it in the fall months when I didn't have the window air conditioner in, and then sometimes in the summer months, my grandpa would use it in his bedroom. At the time when moving back, we had a Nordine window air conditioner here in my back in my grandpa's bedroom. He had a Fetter Special Edition, which was one of my all-time favorite units. That also had a Red X compressor. He gave that one to my aunt, who doesn't have it anymore. She actually gave it to her roommate that she's living with. I believe she still has it. That unit had a massive Sheeta compressor in it, I believe. And I think it had a Samsung fan motor because the bearings on that one really howled. It also dripped condensate like crazy. What else did I have? I don't know which fan I got after that. I think that summer there was a Toastmaster box fan that was thrown out on the side of the road. I didn't pick up, which I still regret doing that. So that happened. I think around now is when I get the Nantucket Breeze and the Ocean Air. The first one I got was the Ocean Air from a really good neighbor friend I have. Who I was walking by and I saw the fan sitting out, and it was a childhood fan, so I wanted to pick it up. I still have that fan till this day, and darn, that was a good fan, and it still is. At the time, it was in a lot more better shape. The blade now is burned because it sat on a 100-watt light bulb by accident, so worst thing I did, and after that happened, I kind of used the fan as a beater. Shortly after that happened, it actually fell on its back and broke the motor housing off, so when you saw my fan collection videos and the videos of that fan, or one video of it, at the time this video was being made, it doesn't have a motor housing. That fan, I used it in here. We had a time when the HVAC went out and we used it in here, and then the motor decided to squeal. I didn't have oil at the time, so I used WD-40, and it lasted for about 24 hours and it squealed again, and it kept doing that. I actually used it for a week like that until actually buying some actual fan oil, which that's when I bought Zoom Spout for the first time. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. About a week after that happened, actually, when our air conditioning got working again, I got the Nantucket Breeze stand fan, which was made by Medea. That one got a lot of use in this room. That was my main fan for this room, and I loved it. So that was pretty cool. Around this time, I got my first ceiling fan I actually had over here. That was all at my dad's house. It was an Encon Princess. That fan sucked, so it's actually, I hung it in a tree, and it's been up there for about 2 years now, and it's still there, and the bearings are still good, believe it or not. It has 2 blades on it. You've probably seen it in the background of some of my videos, and it's still up there. And another fan I got, I think after that, around the fall of that summer, was a 1995 Lakewood HV18. This is a fan I traded for that racks behind me, and darn, that was a good fan. I loved that thing. That thing moved a bunch of air. It had a cool startup sound. It was way more powerful than my P23 and any of my other fans. Yeah, the only fans I know of in that are in that class that come close to it is the Ocean Air and the P23, but besides that, I don't have any other fans that move as much air as that thing. That thing is a crazy powerful fan, and I had it for about 2 years, actually, and spent most of its life over at my dad's house in the garage, which actually that fan got a lot of use, so that was pretty cool. I got another freezer and free at that time that I used at my friend's house in his garage. I actually used the same frame from that one, just put a different motor in it and used it, because the frame from this one had a broken blade and it was all jacked up and stuff. At this time I got the wind mirror the day we got my doggo. We went to go pick up our younger doggo, and on our way back we stopped at my grandma's work, and we actually stayed there for like about 4 hours, and I got bored, so I went down to the basement to explore, and they were still doing stuff. There was a person down there in his office, and I saw the wind mirror sitting on top of the cupboard, so I asked if I could have it, and she said, I don't know. So I asked the maintenance guy, and he said, oh, I can take it, so that's how I got the wind mirror, the little DF7, which died. That was a good little fan, too. I missed the heck out of it. After that, I got one of my favorite fans in my collection, my Eastern Electric box fan. I got this one from a really, really good friend of mine, who shall not be named in this video. She lives actually out in the country, a pretty good bit of ways from here. And I went over to her house one day, and I saw the Eastern. I asked if I could have it, but she said she doesn't want it. And I was eventually at the time I started doing YouTube live streams, and I was doing a live stream in the background. She saw a a big pink stuffed narwhal stuffed animal, and I was talking to her, and she said, "Hey, would you give me that in trade for your for that fan? I'll give you that fan if you give me this plush." So that would happen. I actually have that picture of that kind of on him. This is what she wanted in trade of my Eastern, so that happened. So I traded her that. We actually met up at I don't know what it was. This park I rarely go to that she rarely goes to too. Me hanging out there for a bit of day and with my parents and stuff. But afterwards, we went back. I gave her the plush. She gave me the fan, and I brought it home. I took it apart. I cleaned it up. It was really filthy, but the paint on it's so good. I used that fan in my bedroom for the whole next year. So it was actually, it was really cold outside then. I think there was even snow. So that was pretty cool. After that, I don't really know what I got next. I think I went a long time without getting any fans. Actually, no. I got the Cozy Breeze, the 60-inch Cozy Breeze from the Restore finally. This was actually, before I got the Lasco, actually. Yeah, it was. I tried to, there was a Habitat Restore I went to, and they had the Cozy Breeze there, and for the past 4 years I tried to buy it. The final time I went there, I offered $20 for it, and they gave it to me for $3. Yeah, $3. Not for free, but $3. And I think like a few cents and change and stuff, but yeah. I bought a ceiling fan, but it was half off that day, so I paid a really good deal of it, and it's actually the last spinner I have. And I think the next day I went back and picked up a Cool Breeze Hugger, so that was pretty cool. So I got that fan home, and when I got this one home, I used it like crazy too. That was immediately the living room fan, because like about a month before I got the Cozy Breeze was when the wind mirror crapped out. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I guess that's nice. What else did I have? I got the Westinghouse box fan, the big one, because at the time I joined drama club and they had that one there. It's not really mine, it still belongs to drama club, but I brought it home when we didn't do the drama club stuff, and I used it in the bedroom, went around the house. Next year, I didn't really buy many fans that next year. The only other fan I got was a Burns Air King, and then I got the blue Lasco from a friend. I had a Cool Breeze desk fan, 80s one with the wavy logo, and it had brown translucent blades. And that one for a bit, my uncle bought it off of me. And at the same time, he also bought the Wind Chaser off me as well. I literally got the Cool Breeze like one day, maybe less than one day before I gave it away, which is kind of sad because I kind of wanted to keep it now. I still regret that decision, but whatever. I had around this time I also got the Honeywell turbo fan, the oscillating one, which I really like, so I got that one around that time. I'm running out of video time, so I'll just quit because I really don't care what else I say. After this point, I had at my grandma's house. Around this time was when the Cool Breeze went missing permanently. So my grandma got me a cheap Comfort Zone fan. I didn't like it, so I had her send it back. I went over to the neighbor's house because I knew she had a bunch of old fans in the basement. That's when I got the Galaxy 2150. The 2150 stayed over there for a while as my bedroom fan, and when I wasn't there, I would hide it in the closet so no one would find it, so it wouldn't get taken. So that was a good fan. I'm probably going to end the video soon. The last fan I think I got, I don't even know. I think I'll save it because this is kind of a big story. But, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.